know, still out here passing out flyers. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but I think this will be my last video for today. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is I want to talk about trucks. I want to talk about lawn care. What truck should I start with, or what truck should I have for my lawn care business, or if you're doing lawn care and junk removal like me. I'm just speaking lawn care right now. Like I said, I do snow, I do junk removal, we do clean outs, I do all kind of stuff. So, truck, what do I start with? A Chevy? Do I start with a Ford? Do I start with what do I start with? Very interesting. I think the first thing you got to ask yourself is, what exactly am I going to be using this truck for? That's the first question you ask yourself. What am I going to use this truck for? You ready to get back in? You ready to get in? Oh yeah, cars. Okay, I guess I can continue what I was talking about now. Yeah, basically, talking about trucks. We're talking about if you're starting a lawn care business, junk removal maybe, whatever you're doing. I think it's important for you to figure out what exactly are you doing first, and then secondly, you think about how much money you have, and then also, the last but not least, is where you're gonna go with whatever you're trying to do. Are you doing this for a year? Are you gonna do this for the rest of your life? Are you gonna do it for 10 years? I think it's a very important destination, how far you go, because that depends on what vehicle you get. You know, the reason why I say money is also an extreme important thing to look at. It's because money has to do with how nice of a truck you get. You know, so Ford, Dodge, Chevy, Toyota Tundra. Which one would you get? Obviously, everybody already knows. I have a 2500 Ram 2009. That's what I have. It's a quad cab, and I also have a 2013 Ram 1500. The 1500, it usually it's a backup pretty much. It kind of gets used more for like a family use pretty much, but it is a backup to where if this truck needs to go in the shop, it needs to be fixed or something like that. But hopefully we don't run into anything like that soon. But basically, I'm just trying to explain to everybody that um it's more than just a personal preference. People think, oh, it's just personal preference, but you really need to think about what you're doing. If you're gonna have you're gonna go out and cut grass, you know, if you're just gonna go out and cut grass and that's it, and then whatever. I mean, I truly believe, and a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, that truck, any truck that you get, far as Ford, Dodge, you know, Chevy, Ram, whatever. I think if you go out and find one that runs really well, I think any of those could handle, throwing a little trailer behind it with some lawnmowers on it, or without a trailer. I think any of those can you know, handle it. Everybody knows, if you're in the trucks, that most people say the Rams are the most unreliable trucks. Most people. And the reason why I say you can use any truck if it's in good condition and it's been taken care of is because the most unreliable truck that most people say is out there, which are Rams, which is Chrysler. I mean, you can say what you want, but um, you see them on the road all the time. And like I say, I drive them. My friends drive them. My son has a Dodge Dakota 2001. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, that truck runs amazing. That Dodge Dakota runs amazing. It's got like 100, I think 80, maybe 90,000 miles. This truck I have right here, you can look at the mileage right here, 134,000 miles, and it runs excellent. The engine light is on. You say, hey, it's the engine light on, but I'm gonna tell you what that is. It's a misfire on one of the cylinders. What's really crazy is that I'm in this quiet neighborhood, so I'm not gonna act silly, but this truck still runs excellent. So I need a tune up. I need a tune up for this Ram, and I pull a 20-foot trailer all the time. I'm gonna get it tuned up this year, maybe. It's a work truck. It's what it is, but it runs flawlessly. Like it runs really good. So I think if something's taken care of, you know, you can do the job with any truck. My favorites, obviously, I believe when you look at people say which one's got more power and which one is the fastest and it pulls the best and all that. I think that depends on the year. I don't believe in it depends on the brand. If you get a Chevy, it's going to outpull the Ford. If you get a Dodge or you get a Ram, it's going to outpull. No, that's not true because it depends. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. If we go 1500, right? 1500. We go 1500. We go 2005. In 2005, what truck could pull the best in the 1500 class? People are like, oh, I don't know, or maybe you have an idea. In 2005, Chevy was using in their 1500s a 5.3. Rams, they were using a Hemi. Fords, they were using a 5.4. Let me give you an example on the horsepower. The 5.4 put out around 300 horsepower, around 330 pounds-feet of torque, somewhere in that area. The Chevy put out about 290 horsepower, maybe 300 horsepower. Um, the Ram had the Hemi, the 5.7 Hemi, and the Hemi put out 345 horsepower and about 350 pounds-feet of torque. There's your answer right there. If you get a Ram 2005 and you pull up next to any one of those trucks I just mentioned, I didn't even mention Tundra because they're not even in a conversation. But if you pull up next to that Hemi will blow the doors off of all of those trucks in that year. If you pull up to 2014, 2015, Chevy, same motor, same exact motor. Chevy, they use a 5.3 in their 1500s. That's the biggest, motor they put in their 1500s. And Ford, they use the EcoBoost, which is the twin turbo V6. That's what it is. Ram, they used a hold on, somebody's talking to me for some reason, so make sure this big dog don't try to attack him. Walk around. Walk around. There's a bunch of mud in that yard, so I guess she was trying to tell him don't step in all the mud. Well, back what I was saying, I hope I can continue where I left off at. The Ram, like I said, in 2014, had 390 horsepower and about almost 400 pounds-feet of torque, or a little bit more. Now, if you take all those motors, all those trucks, and you compare them to each other, you might not believe me, but you can just go find a buddy that has one and you'll see what happens. The EcoBoost Ford will outpull in 2014 all of those 1500s. The EcoBoost Ford, it'll blow away the Hemi. I have a Hemi. I love Hemis. I done got my ass kicked plenty of times by those EcoBoosts. Just being honest with you, they're faster, they pull better, and on top of it, you also get better gas mileage. You get 20 miles per gallon. That's the Ford. Now, let's go all the way up to 2000. These new trucks, 2016, 2017. Same thing. I'm not gonna go too far because the video's getting kind of long, but the Chevy is winning now because now they're putting the 6.2 V8 inside of their 1500s, which is over 400 and something horsepower, like 420 something. It's crazy. 400, like 70 something pounds-feet of torque. So the point I'm trying to make to you is different companies dominate in different areas and different times depending on the year. So the biggest thing I think is to go out there, find you a truck that runs good, make sure you have some money just in case something breaks down, and work your ass off, and then get any one of those trucks that you want. Chevy, Ford, Ram, they are all good trucks, I believe, and I've had all of them. Trust me, I have all of them, and they're all good, long as you take care of them. Some may win in certain years, and some may lose in certain years. But don't let that stop you from starting whatever you want to do. If you want to start a business, you want to start doing lawn care, go do it. Whatever truck you like, as long as it runs good, make sure it's been taken care of, and don't spend too much money.